In today's video, we'll be looking at an example of how to use a hash map in Java. Let's start by reading the problem description. Okay, so this is a two-sum problem, and given the array of integers nums and an integer target, return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and you may not use the same element twice. You can return the answer in any order. So right off the bat, we know that we must return an array with the indexes of numbers that add up to target. So let's first declare an array. Let's call it R, and we have to make it a two-element array because we're returning two values. Now let's create a hash map. And we know that hash maps follow the a key value pair. So our key and our value are both going to be integer types. Let's call them hash map. Let's just say map for now. Equals new hash map. There we go. Okay. So our first step would be to traverse through the nums array and add all of those values into the hash map along with the corresponding indexes for each of the elements. And we can do this by using a for loop. Here we go. Now you can just do map.put. And for the key value pair, for the key, we will put the actual integer value. And for the value, we will use the index because that's what we need to return. And that can be done by nums sub I, comma I. There we go. Key value. Now, we have to check each element in the array and see if the complement is contained within the hash map. So let's create a for loop to traverse through nums. There we go. Okay. Now, we have to check if maps does contain the complement um, for the um, integer we're looking at. And we have to do this using an if statement. So if the hash map contains the key of the complement at this index. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So now we have to check again if and see if the case is only going to return one solution and doesn't use the same element twice. And we can do this by using map dot get target minus nums sub j. Okay, so we're going to be getting the value using this code, and we have to make sure it's not equal to the same index that we're traversing through nums with. So if it is not equal to the index j, then we can assign values to the array we created. So go sub 0 equals j, that's one of the values, and r1 is equal to map dot get target minus nums sub j. There we go. Again, this line is extremely important because it's ensuring that we're going to give two separate values and we're not returning the same indexes. So now all we need to do is return. There we go. And turn R. Okay. All right. Let's try running it. Okay. Accepted. 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 Okay. Very nice. So just to quickly walk through this solution one more time, we start off by creating a new array, which contains two elements because we need to return the two indexes of the numbers that add up to target. And after that, we create a hash map. And the whole purpose of creating a hash map is to be able to store the indexes and values separately. Um, so then to transfer those values uh, within nums and the indexes into the hash map, we first need to traverse through the array and put in the values in key element pairs. And in this, we used the actual integer values as the key in order to find the index. So we set the indexes as the values. And then after that, we traverse through the array again with another for loop and check if the map contains the complement and if that complement is not the same index as the element we're looking at, num sub j. If it's not, then we're able to assign two values into the new array we created, and then we're able to return it. And it says each input would have exactly one solution. So we could just stop it here, but in case it doesn't, we just return an empty array at the end. All right, that concludes this video. Our next video will be looking at an example. We'll be looking at another example problem using a different data structure to solve it. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave any questions or anything I missed in the comment section below. Thank you.